G'day UNSW students, I'm here with Mr. President, the Vice-Chancellor of UNSW, Ian Jacobs. How are you going?
Yeah? Hi Ananthan,
yeah?
Really great to be here. It's fantastic for me to be at last at UNSW in my new role. I'm very excited and enjoyed meeting people and getting to know the place.
Awesome, awesome. We're here actually on UNSW's Robocouch. It's actually, I thought it would be a nice way to cap off the interview because it sort of shows the innovation of UNSW. You know, the people research cancer and fight that, but we also create couches that go really fast.
I'm excited to be sitting here. We need to make sure we show the UNSW flag properly.
It's all there now.
UNSW innovation in action.
And that's what it's all about. Oh. So how about we go for a squiz around the block? Does that sound all right?
Go,
cool.
Take us away.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
So Ian, you're a Vice-Chancellor. So what exactly is it that a President and Vice-Chancellor does at UNSW?
It's about running the place and it's about inspiring people, the combination of those two things. And it only has one perk.
Oh yeah? What's that?
You have your own parking space. And the only problem is that I don't have a car at the moment.
Oh really? No,
so if you want, you can park the Robocouch in my parking space.
So as a Vice-Chancellor, what would you do? What are some key things?
I've come in with a plan to develop a new strategic direction for UNSW, a 2015 to 2025 strategic plan. I've started the consultation process for that, and I hope very much that students will engage in that. There'll be lots and lots of opportunities in all sorts of different ways. Cool. A lot of what happens in that strategy will be from the ideas from staff and students. Right. But I will give you some heads up.
Thank you. Yeah, there we go.
So the three top-level strategic priorities. Academic excellence, social engagement and global impact.
As a student, I think the most important things to me are academic impact and research. And what I find is in the lecture room, you have researchers who are lecturing and lecturers who are researching. And I think that's a big part of the university. But a problem that is encountered by a lot of students is the fact there are certain researchers who don't want to lecture and certain lecturers who don't want to research. But just the way the systems work, that's how it's worked out to be. Do you think that this is a beneficial thing for the university to have? Researchers who teach?
I certainly want our students to have access to our most brilliant academic minds. We've started some initiatives now. We've started a new thing, inaugural lectures. So the new professors, either promoted or appointed here, and the Scientia professors will give a lecture over the course of the year. So now I hope that our students will come to those lectures. They will be amazing lectures. They'll be accessible from our most brilliant minds. There will be about 45 in the next year.
So that's big picture, but what about right now?
Let's start with the student experience itself in terms of teaching and learning, introducing novel technologies, personalising and individualising the student experience. How can we do that? And there'll be a lot of emphasis on that. Second thing is facilities, the roundhouse. The roundhouse refurbishment, absolutely, and that is part of being on a university campus. The roundhouse refurbishment is very high in our priority list. I'm concerned to look at other issues around recreational facilities, sports facilities, those sort of things. That's number two. A third thing that I think that students are concerned about is food, shops on campus, those issues, the cost, the accessibility, the quality. So we'll be looking very carefully at that. And then another thing that students have already mentioned to me they're concerned about is transport. Getting to and from the campus. In the long term, or the medium term, the tram that's being put in place will deal with a lot of that. But if there are issues immediately, I really want to hear about them.
Great. And so can students just have a little knock on your door and come in for a chat?
Well, if all 52,000 students knock on my door, there might be a bit of a problem.
That's true, yes.
Two approaches. One is that there is a structured system for students to be able to get in touch with their representative in their part of the university. That's one way. Second way is that there will be an online way for students to feed in their individual ideas. And the third way, more informal, ad hoc discussion and in all sorts of ways. And you'll see that being announced in a variety of ways over the next few weeks.
It's good to see that you're addressing students' concerns and hopefully we can see changes through that.
There's one other thing that students will be very concerned about, and that is the issue of fee deregulation and tuition fees and where we're going with that.
That's a very big issue.
I firmly believe that the government should be paying a significant part of student education, but equally I believe there is a private benefit. And the way we structure how students eventually pay for the private benefit that's up for discussion at the moment. But I think we need to make sure that fees are not ridiculous, that students don't land themselves with excessive debt. And in all of this, the second principle is equality of entry. I am absolutely absolute passionate believer in making sure that all students, regardless of their ethnic group, their indigenous origin, their socio-economic background, students of talent and quality can access UNSW, and I will make sure that that happens, regardless of where we end up with fee deregulation. Right. To a large extent, that is a political issue which is out of our hands at the moment.
I'm interested to see where you take the university over the next 5 years, and you know, if you ever need a couch, I'm happy to loan you this one. This could be your mode of transportation. We could take you around the uni.
Fantastic.
Yeah, right? There you go.
I'll be calling on you and the team to make sure that I get around safely, and you have an open invitation to park the Robocouch in my parking space until I get a car.
That'll be awesome. I would love to do that. That sounds fantastic. Let's let's keep that going. Would you like a lift back to your office?
Take me away.
Never stand still. Was that our motto? I think. Cool. So, yeah.